I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's Daily Review. Today's Monday, August 21st, 2023. So we had this sort of bearish day, but it was more like an indecisive day like the previous day of Friday. They did come up first to come take out that high and get into that imbalance above that we marked. And then we ended up coming down and taking out the previous day's low, which is Friday, and getting back into that daily imbalance. So we're sitting in here in between. And as you see here on the 4-hour, I'm going to go to a smaller time frame so you can see this. But we ended up, when we opened up on Sunday night, we ended up coming up and then coming to a deeper retracement, came to a 70 here, and then sold from 8 o'clock here, and then came all the way down here, as you see that. No specific levels being hit here in the daily imbalance, and they do that sometimes to kind of throw you off. But we do have this gray gap here, and ended up coming there for a buy. So we do have confluence sitting there. It's kind of hard to see it, but smaller time frame was easier to see that. Let's go here. So you'll see opened up here, price came up, came down, took them out with a wick, came up again, speakering out, takes this high out right here. All right, comes back down in London, takes them out, respecting the open. So in a bearish day, you're obviously going to want to sell above the open, and then you're going to buy in the opposite if it's a bullish day, right? If it comes down, the fake move here, you consider this as the fake move. If this is a bearish day, and sure enough, look at the price, comes all the way up here. If you look on the 1 hour here, you'll see that it comes to the 70 right there. All right, takes out that liquidity there. This pops up right here into this wick, stays underneath that high, and sells off. Now, generally at 8 o'clock, I'll be awake, right? Not necessarily on my computer, but I'll sometimes wake up at, if I'm going to be ready at 8:30, I had no intention to be ready at 8:30 today, but sometimes I'll be up in the bed at 8 o'clock, and I'll be looking at price. And sometimes what's crazy is you can catch a sell right at 8 o'clock. This ended up happening at 8:05 or something like that, right? Yeah. That was the 8 o'clock candle, 8:05. Pops right back into it. I'm not involved though. And I did look at this and say, man, but I just wasn't really prepared. I'm on a phone and all this and that. But we get the price back down here. Okay, now we're sitting in here, right? So looks like a buy, and it could be. But here's the key. You ask yourself, did we take out liquidity above? And we did. We came into this imbalance here. We left that one there. So we'll probably visit that another time. See that little imbalance right here with the 1 hour in between there. So we might come up in there and then take out that liquidity here. We do have some news this week, and we have BRICS meetings and all types of stuff. So they were saying that it might be a slow week. I don't think it's going to be that. But anyways, that being said, when we pop up here and we get into that daily imbalance above in the purple lines, we do reach a retracement at 70. And then I'm waking up here, right? So when I'm looking here at a 9:30, I said, okay, this price is going to retrace. The fake move is going to happen. 9:30 is going to pop up, and it's going to get back kind of into these gaps. As you see these previous gaps here in the background, you'll see that they come up to it, come above it, come underneath it, right? So sometimes I don't use the gaps as like specific levels, right? I have to treat it like anything else, and not too specific as far as levels goes, but the idea is happening, right? So when we open up, first we come down and we take that liquidity out right there, right? And we were in here. Then the price shoots up. Now, here's the thing. If this is going to be a bearish day and I'm looking to get a double bottom, because watch the previous video I made on Friday, it all makes sense. I was saying, is this the double bottom? So we had, now sometimes a double bottom can be presented in a couple ways. It could have a little double bottom right here where it is, or on a higher time frame, it can make another additional double bottom, which this is obviously a little more reliant or what you could look for, right? Because sometimes it'll just pass, it'll take away and won't come back here. But the issue is it's tricky because we have this daily imbalance still not, we haven't even hit 50% of it, which is very suspect to me. I would have preferred it to just come down to the 50, handle that already, and then kind of retrace. But the thing is, you know, we had a lot of levels down here that are very possible, which this is all, you see these 3 down candles on a day chart, it's just 1 candle here, but or I would, you know, fine tune it on the daily, but in a 4 hour you can see there's 3 down candles here, and on top of that, you know, what I would like to happen is if they tap this and then bought up, right? But you're not going to get that in a perfect world. But here's the thing. So when the price was coming down here, you're like, how do you know when to stop? Well, look at this. Or where's a possibility it could buy? Number one, we take out that liquidity below, and we're in this range, right? I marked this range previous, obviously, right? So if you see this, I did it from that range there. Okay, I didn't put the fib from there to there. I put it there because this was a retracement. See this little down and then back up? That was a fair delivery retracement. So generally I'll put a range from non-fair delivery to a new range. So I look at it like this came down, leg. That's the leg right there. And then where's your leg up or your lower high? Okay, look at it. Up, up, up. That's the leg right there. See that leg right there? And that's why we get the little deeper retracement right there. So they're doing all this to also engineer liquidity, right? But if you're at a lower high here, what are you expecting? At the minimum, you're expecting, well, you would generally speak for a lower low, right? Which is underneath here. And we have the imbalance. Okay, so now if you're over here on the 5 minute here, right? I'm going to go into a smaller time frame so this makes sense. But before I do, just see, because it won't show this gap on my 1 minute or 10 second. I don't know why, but it just won't show it. But I know it's there. And I have other screens that show me that this is there, even if I can't see it. But I can see it is on the 15, it is on the 1 hour. But the point is that when we're coming down in here, you're expecting a lower low. Now, if I take the 930 trade and I'm coming down, where am I taking it to? Well, here's the thing. Sometimes it won't, let me just mute this. Sometimes it won't break that low, right? But there is a daily imbalance. So this is a little bit different situation, but I'm still going to make sure that I be careful and take my profit when I'm in a trade like this. So when it comes down, and this is already a good trade for a Monday in August, and to begin with all these different possibilities that we got where we're sitting, I'll take the trade up to here. Because look, take a look right here. If you watch previous videos, I'll tell you that the price will generally come back to where I bought or sold from. And they do that because they know good traders. I mean, I guess I'm going to say it that way. I don't know. But good traders, if they got in, this is where we would shake them out. So when it comes here and it starts doing this double shit here, I was out. Now here's the thing. I don't think it's not gonna keep coming down. It can, but I need to be out of the trade for my groove and for my protection. I don't want it to reverse back on me. And sure enough, take the profit here, playing around. Price comes down, and that's why it's good to sit on a 5 minute as well. I have 5 minute on my phone actually, so I can see the strength of the actual candles and when it's done. And you get a 3 drive right here. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. So this is another thing that I'm looking for. But just in case, I'm taking the profit. I don't need to be right here. This is what I've learned in my journey. It's not about being right. It's about being profitable. So I built in these little rules. And don't get me wrong. If I want to take it below here, I could take it below here. But the thing is that I don't want to find out. And I just really wanted 2-3 good trades a day. In this case, it was 2 because it didn't reverse like how I wanted it to if it would. So it's fine. Anyway, so price comes down here. You get the 3 drives here. And in each drives, you'll get the manipulation, an extra pull down, then pop up, right? We'll come down. We'll get an extra pull back. We'll get an extra low and then pull up, right? So these are the things that I pay attention to as far as detail. You will do a lot better in your trading if you were to keep these ideas in your process of rules, right? So anyways, here's a nice target. Would I have liked it to hit the 50 of the daily imbalance? Yes. Did it have to? No, because if you notice, we've been avoiding that shit we've been avoiding it constantly. We avoided it here. They avoided it here. You know, most people don't have this gap on their chart. I do. So this is my confluence, and it's almost 12 o'clock. So if you're going to hold this trade, generally you'll hold it till about lunchtime. Between 12:55 and 12:20 is like a sweet spot for a reversal, maybe even 12:30. And go do the back testing on that. But I could have held it for that, and I felt like it was going to go to a 12 o'clock, but this ended up buying up at 11:55 right here, right? So, but you do get your pattern here. It does pop up and come right back in. Bodies are still kind of on a higher time frame, sitting at this 25% level, which, as you can see, the 1 hour did, right? But also coming down with more confluence, you need to look at this little detailed. See this 4 hour. When the 4 hour is coming down, and I'm watching the 4 hour as well, you can see that we got this gap right there. See that? So we got this gap right here, plus it's sitting inside that gap. All right. And sure enough, the price does stop right there. So, you know, you can't be taught that live. I mean, this is something that, you know, you got to have experience in, and you have to look for these things. But anyways, that takes the buy. And what's the buy for? So this is a lower high to another lower low. Keeping it simple, catching a portion of the move here and a portion on the move back. So before I go back into here, I'm trying to make this video short, but we do, when we're down here at 930, now we do retrace back up. Where do we stop? At the 50%. Now, would it have been cool if it did pop up here? Cool. But the problem is look at your resistance areas here. So you have previous sort of price action that's acting like as support, right? To break through this high. And then we break below, come back, break below, and we come back. So this level here, you can see, is being held as resistance, right? So the price doesn't have to go deeper. And, you know, yes, you got this big bearish candle that's like very obvious, but in this case, they're saving it for later type of thing. But at 50%, and I can see this when I go to a lower time frame. Let me go into a lower time frame. It's hard because I need to go on 10 seconds, but I'm just going on 1 minute. Keep this simple. And here, that's that 930 candle right there. Price shoots down. Then we're getting this movement up. And you also see not NASDAQ and S&P, they were a lot more stronger. And they also gave it away with a divergence happening on Dow. So let me kind of move this in for you here. So when we started the day, well, this is the 8 o'clock, that level. So we made a lower low, and they both took out their liquidity. That was a signal for coming down and using the strength. This was also a reason to, between here, I didn't draw it, but I don't want to have too many lines, but this level here to here, if you see here, NASDAQ came up. So I'm going to delete this because I put it on NASDAQ. Yeah. So you see that, see how this came up here, this level broke that, but S&P and Dow did not. So this is also what's using in confluence for taking the trade, plus also dollar. If you take a look at dollar real quick, there's no way I can make these things short, can I? So when we're here, we peak down here, and then we're shooting up. Now it's becoming 9. We expected dollar to be a little bullish, right? But at this point, when you're down here, this is that 8 o'clock peak that we had when we took if you had took the original sell. Then the price is coming down. You see a retest back here. You see a retest back here as far as retracing. And then this is your 930 right here. See that? So if you're expecting dollar to keep going up, this price action right here coming down like that, I'm not showing you candles on purpose, but I'll show it to you. When this retraces back into here, this to me is a buy in dollar, and that should be signaling the sell for Dow. But also, we then end up getting another divergence here on Dow, and Dow was definitely showing the weaker and controlling the price there. But you had you had NAS and you had S&P making higher highs. See that? So all this, while that's happening, this is confirming the ideas. So this retrace back up, hits 50%. Right when that happens, dollar started going back up. So, and this starts coming down. So this is how you're able to maneuver. And then you're asking yourself again, where do I want it to stop? Well, this is a resistance right there as well. Yes, that's inefficient in price, but it does have price action happening here. But what morally important would make sense to me is that it does stay somewhere underneath this level, right? Because we do break through that level, even that level as well. But the 50 fib, and that's why I like to use these levels, because as far as training wheels goes, is because the algorithm is specifically looking for that 50% level as well. So that trumps kind of more than the other things. But pay attention to this. This is very powerful. But this was really the level that they wanted to stay underneath, and also with this. So you notice the price doesn't break above that, right? You see that little price action right there? Yeah, that's a 1 minute, right? So anyways, price on a 10-second, you can see it. It does start shooting down from a block above. We are in the 50 here, and we don't break above that high. So once not breaking above that high, you want to take that. You want to take that sell that's still inside this block, and you can take it in here, and then you're going to take that down. And where are you taking it? Again, as I was mentioning the story about how I got out right here to protect the profit, you can see on a lower time frame that this kind of looked like it was a little suspect to me. But even though I know we should be lower, I'm taking the profit. Anyways, then the buy, as you see, the buy right here does happen in that gap. You can't see it on the 1 minute, but you can see it there. And then we are in 50% of this blue zone that we're in, which is a inversion daily imbalance, which is over here, right? That level here, not this current, but previous. See that? So using that with the 4 hour in here, pretty nice gift right there. And then taking the buy, you can see that the trade pans out right here. I caught this on a lower time frame, which is the 10-second, but you could have also caught it on this 1 minute as the same. And then price does go what do you call it, does engulf this candle right here, retraces back into it, and then seals that imbalance on the 1 minute. So having the block with the imbalance in the same area, very high probability, and you want to take that. Where are you taking this to? So here's the thing. The problem with this trade is that I could have held it longer, but I also had a feeling that they might bring it back down into here, because if it was a bearish day, like we closed like kind of indecisive, but if it was like a bigger, stronger bearish candle, then this would have been a sell somewhere here. We already would have had it, and we would have made a lower low, or the low of the day in the power hour. But the power hour, which is between 3 and 4, is it going to be higher, or is it going to be lower? That's the problem with this scenario that I was in, and I tried to play it smart and safe. So the minimum level I want to take this to is about the 50, and even below that. So the reason why I liked coming underneath the 50 and taking the profit just in case is that sometimes they will reverse before the 50 comes, and then once we break this low, getting into the daily imbalance, I would have stretched out this fib. That fib is from here at 8 o'clock, A level to B level, right? So that's the range. Remember, up here we were in this range, and we already sold to make a new range, lower low, right? All right, so up here I got to be smart and safe about it. I did know this was a minimum target, this low right here. See on the 1 hour. See how you have that imbalance of price on the 1 hour right there? You see that level right there, which is this level here. See that low? See this swing low right here too on the 15? You can see it right there too. Little imbalance in there, and the 50 is sitting right above that. You see that? All right, so this is the reason why I took it out here, because I was like, okay, they came, they sealed price here, and it's very possible. So this is me getting in my own way. So this is me being a little over protective, or over conspiracy thinking, right? But at the same time, it is what it is. I like to flow this way. So we do seal that price right there, look to the right, and then the price starts coming down. I'm out of this trade. Now, when I'm out of this trade, though, here's the problem. If it keeps going up, I'm asked out. I'm not going to be able to try to look for sells because this thing could slowly do it exactly what it did. See how it came up? Came up, came up, came up, came up, came up, finally. And here's the thing. If I don't take the profit here, where is the next place I should be taking the profit at? Well, definitely here, okay, because people sold from here, right? And this is right after the 930 situation. So everybody waited for a break and a retrace. And then you see this coming into this block here. You could have added entry here too and here, by the way. You see that? But where is the algorithm going to go wipe people out who were selling, which is definitely going to be a minimum target here. And this is even a level. And if you look to the right, we poke it. You see this level right here? This is where everybody would have also sold from. Forget even up here. Here, they know that they gave you an easy target of selling in this. And look how we poke right above. So that's not a coincidence, right? And I was confident that it could have retraced more, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm not playing with this. So as far as losses goes, when I took the profit here, another issue that I have sometimes if I try to take profit, I then turn around and try to take another trade the other direction. So that makes me impulsive. And the problem with being impulsive, and this is what you'll learn after years of trading, if you want to stop the fuckery of what you keep doing, just don't be impulsive, and that will then not make you fearful. So taking profit, holding the trade longer, taking the profit, and having your amount of losses minimized is going to make you a phenomenal trader. That's how you beat this game. But anyways, took a loss here. All right, pokes right through right here, and then take this buy, no problem here. I do get a 3 drives here. Again, that's me being impulsive, but it's okay. So when I take this loss, I'm gonna let it keep going down. So anyways, then you come and take another shot here. We do get an engulfing right here, and then it is a little bit lower. We're underneath 50% of this, and then if you remember, I mentioned this 4-hour situation. We're in that gap right there. So this is the reason for it. Now, taking the profit here, I do try to take a sell here because at the end of the day, I want to be done. So I wanted 3 good moves, and I didn't expect to get this 3rd move, and sure enough, I didn't. So took this sell here, was playing around, and then it popped back up. Saw dollar doing the opposite, and the strength in NAS and S&P also shown that this trade wasn't just going to pan out. So obviously, if you take a look here, you can see here popping up like this. They all have big imbalances here, and look at NAS and S&P end up being higher, Dow being the weaker pair, and manipulating. So, and let me see, I want to make this video done. So yeah, so here's the thing, another thing again. So taking the profit here, it was going to be an issue for me because of the fact that I would be kind of stuck not being able to get another trade, which I was okay with that, but I decided to say, you know what, I'm good. See how we came up here and we sealed it right there, and then I thought they might dangle this. So I was like, I'm done. These are already 2 amazing trades. I've took already a couple losses. I'm okay with that. But when I tried to sell here, and then I'm not touching this. Sure enough, I had a very strong feeling that they would just milk this slowly up, and they sure did. So you don't want to be involved in this. That's why I want to be a part of the majority of the move. And again, yes, it did come all the way up here, and yes, this was definitely in my sights. And I'm like, man, I didn't expect them to come up this high either, but we're trying to flow with having profit and following structure as well. So lower low, lower high, lower low. Can we break above here? Look how we closed. So we closed and we're up here. So as far as tomorrow goes, it's going to be tricky, man, because another thing why I didn't trust it coming up higher is because again, this daily imbalance here, we could have the low of the week. Could be a Tuesday, right? So it could come down one more time, be the low of the week, and then shoot up for the rest of the month, to be honest with you. I have a strong feeling of that. But at the same time, I do know that this is a nice area too. And taking out that liquidity pool here is suspect. So I have to be nimble in the way I'm doing things and not trying to be right. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I think that explains that. So again, back to as far as tomorrow goes, retracing back up here into this wick, possibly on the 15-minute. You see that? Maybe getting into this gap right here with that up candle. It is possible that we do go back up first, and then come back down, or I think we might just come down one more time from here. As far as breaking that low, man, I mean, I do want to say that that's very possible, but the thing is that the historical data shows that there's a double bottom over here, and it's in a really reasonable area too, even though I'd like for it to have came a little lower. But we should be kind of doing this up to here, somewhere up to here, in this month, and retrace back to somewhere here, like maybe using that. But so yeah, I can never make these videos long, short, dude. So I don't know if they do something like this, but you know, and then September, and we just end up going back up. But so yeah, that's the key here. That's what I was mentioning. Is this the double bottom? It's very possible, but I mean, man, you know, it touching here at the least, this level right here, makes a lot of sense to me. So, and it's still inside that daily imbalance, but we'll see how this goes. So, all right, I hope this helps you guys. Take care, and God bless.